Hello, it's Sarah Newton here from sarah-newton.com, and this is my second video in the series of Dare to be Bright, which is all about helping your child achieve the best grades they can at school. So in the last video we were talking about going through grades with your young person or with your child to just see if they were the grades that they thought were possible, if you couldn't stretch them and reach them a little bit higher. So now we're going to talk about what you do next really in the process. And what you have to do next is figure out with your child how they're going to break up and use their study periods. So firstly, you should, if you're in the UK by now, have a list of when the exams are. You need that list in front of you so you know which exams are coming first and which are coming last, just so you can kind of get an idea of which ones they need to be studying for sooner rather than later. Then what you need is you need to ask your child how often they think they're going to be able to study a day, what day off they're going to take, and how often you think they can study at the weekend. So for example, I did this with my daughter at the weekend. She will be taking a Saturday off in general. She thinks she can do 3 hours a night, and at a weekend she's going to do 6 hours, I believe it was. Then what you do is you've got to, in a general week, how much are they going to study? How many hours are they going to be studying? And then go through the calendar and add up how many hours that is going to come to all in all, including days where you know that they may have got something already planned or they've got a club. So what you're really doing here is getting absolutely realistic about the amount of hours that your child has got available to them. And you do this with two reasons. Firstly, it really shows them how many more hours are left, and that, especially if you start dividing them up by the amount of subjects that they've got, and they then really get to realise that this is serious and they need to start. And secondly, it gives you some sort of a ground to work on. Then when you've done that, you need to ask your child what kind of percent of that time do they want to allocate to each subject. So for example, which subjects do they think they don't need to study so much for and they're going to be able to pass easier? So for example, it might be textiles or ethics and philosophy. And which subjects do they want to put more time to, which could be the really heavy subjects like English, history, maths. Don't know, it will be different for every child. So then you know how many hours are left, when the study periods are, and how much time they're going to be, percent of time they're going to be allocating to each subject. And then with you, they have to work out how that revision timetable is going to look. So I would work out with them sort of a master one, which says, so you're going to, you've got 3 hours a night and you're going to do these subjects on these nights, and because these are the heavier subjects, you're going to do them twice. So you're just going to need to have a discussion with them about that, and for each person it may look very different. So it's really hard to show you one here because they would look different. But if you're having any problems, then please do feel free to email me at sarah@sarah-newton.com. So you'll have some sort of master kind of timetable that says, you know, for 3 hours on Monday night, for the first time you're going to study this, for the second period you're going to study this. But then your child needs to get much more focused with that study timetable each week. So each week, and I do have one of my daughters here from previously, I'm hoping you're going to be able to see this. So okay, so if you can see, this is split into, this was actually some time off. So here, down here she's got the times. I recommend that each study period is 40 minutes with a break, so your child can have a break in between. And if I put this really up closely, you can see, well, actually it's written backwards, isn't it? Which isn't going to be very good. But you can see that actually what she's got here is biology, reflexes, brain development and learning. Now the key is that on the revision timetable that they are going to use weekly, it needs to say not just the subject, but it needs to say the actual topic. So just putting biology is not enough. It needs to say biology, respiration. So they need to know the exact topic that they're going to study. So let's sum this up. Firstly, you need to know when the exams are, so you can start to help your child realise what's coming up first and what they need to study for first. You need to know the amount of hours that are available. to your child and how they're going to split them up during the week, and which subjects they want to give more hours to and which subjects they might want to give less hours to. Then you need to support your child in making up a master timetable that is going to briefly say what they're studying each night and at the weekend. And then each week your child needs to get a really tight, so there's no wiggle room at all, study timetable that says specifically what topic they're going to study within each time slot. Each child is different. Like I say, I do recommend a 40-minute study time slot with a 20-minute break, but some children can go on for longer, some less. And on the video next week, I'm going to be talking about memory styles and a little bit of few things that you can do to make studying go in more and stay there. So some tricks and things that they need to add to this study timetable to make sure it's working for them. So there you go. Any questions, email me, sarah@sarahnewton.com. Thank you. Bye-bye.